Hi, everyone. So, this is a very good question about feelings and healing. Hi, Claire. I have a question about physical symptoms that continue while we're doing this exploration. My struggle area happens to be health fears, but the question could apply to any area that seems to cause stress, anxiety, panic attacks, etc. Although I logically know, that health fears are a bit of an insanity, not a bit, totally, really, since they revolve around a complete unknown, clearly something that still looks real and believable, because the scary thoughts and uncomfortable physical symptoms continue to arise. For example, for weeks before any upcoming appointment, danger thoughts arise as part of my childhood conditioning. They ramp up as the appointment gets closer, during it, and after if I have to wait for results. It makes sense that peace is the ability to have it all, and in the midst of any emotion and experience to continually put attention on what doesn't change. But what about the toll the physical symptoms take on the body, especially if it's been a lifetime of them? It seems like the belief that they could be continually harming the body stands in the way of peace. It's what causes fear and resistance now more than the sensations themselves and the stories about the appointments and results. Yes, but it's the same thing, isn't it? It looks different because the listener's saying, I my big thing was health anxiety and I'd have all these feelings that would ramp up. But actually, now I'm seeing that more clearly. Now my mind is worried about the toxicity of the feelings themselves over a lifetime of having feelings that we're trying to get rid of. So on the one hand, we're not wanting the feelings anyway, and now we're saying we're not wanting the feelings because they could be toxic to the body. Either way, it doesn't matter. Either way, this is an attempt to an attempt from an identified mind that is unquestioning in its separation, isn't it? There's me here, and there's the body, there's the health anxiety, there are the feelings, there's the doctor's appointment. And somehow still all of this needs to be sorted out so that I don't have feelings of anxiety, because now I'm saying to myself, those feelings of anxiety are toxic to the body. So it's health anxiety, but just in a different form, isn't it? Really, it's the same thing. It's really the same thing. And the end result of it is that is resistance to the feelings. It's the same. And so we're saying these feelings, the belief that the feelings are harmful is standing in the way of peace. It's just all the same stuff. So where's the freedom? Where's the truth? Where's the reality in all of this? This, for me, is really where the real peak experience comes in. We've talked a few times about this, and it's in the midst of the suffering, so say we've got an appointment coming up, and everything's ramping up: the fear, the anxiety, the resistance, all the sensations in the body. There's this appointment happening, and what's going on is the mind is fixed on the appointment. The mind's all over the place in terms of what's wrong with us. It's projecting into the future. It's imagining what other people are going to say, what the impact on them is going to be. It's going back in the past of maybe things we've done or haven't done, or other people have done or not done. going into the minds of doctors. We're trying to predict what they're going to say. So the mind is all over the place, and it's all over the place in this chess game of concepts, isn't it? Of sort of representatives of all the characters, the situations, the experiences. They're all represented in the mind as a sort of virtual reality of health and everything to do with health. And there's this sort of chess game going on where these characters are all being moved around to try, essentially to try to find peace. And at the same time as that, which is a fixation on the unquestioned reality of this mental construct, which is all revolving around that one central key figure, the me in it all, everything revolving around that. At the same time as that's all going on, taking enormous energy, focus, attention, resources, all of it sucked into that game. At the same time as that, there's this pushing away of feeling. These feelings are not allowed. Anxiety must not be here. Fear must not be here. These sensations of panic are dreadful because all of it is really confirming our worst fear, isn't it? It's just confirmation that there is something really wrong, that we're lacking, that we're in danger. And so the feelings have to be got rid of, and it looks like the feelings can be got rid of within this game that's going on in the mind. And that's why we've got everything so wrong. And this is where the real peak experience comes in, because the peak experience says, right, we are going to have the fullness of this experience right now. So the appointment might be looming, and we're going to say, okay, let's sit in reality. Let's bring all the attention into these sensations, have them. And there's lots of different ways of doing that. Have the feelings, and at the same time allow the mind to really question what is true out of all of those shenanigans going on. What is actually true? What am I? What is that figure in there? Like a really profound, deep exploration that is coming from genuine inquiry. This cannot be done as an attempt to get rid of feelings. It completely backfires. So if we're doing this in order to not feel anxious, forget it, because that the resistance to the anxiety is amplifying it, and it's all being done on behalf of an unquestioned separate me that has to somehow control experience, control emotions, control mental state, control outcomes, control what doctors say, control how other people react, unquestioned. And so that's the insanity of our everyday life, this attempt to control from the believed agency of a separate me. That's our insanity. And we're reversing that now. We're saying, right, we're going to have the feelings. That's it. That's all we're going to do. Have the feelings. And at the same time, ask those enormous questions. And ask them in conjunction with whatever teacher really speaks to us. Ask them what, through their videos, through their books, really inquire, what am I? What is real? Who are other people? Where do thoughts come from? Where does the body come from? Where do actions come from? What is all of this? Really deeply inquire. for the sake of truth, for the sake of sanity. That's it. Because for sure, that inquiry does not stop anxiety. It opens the gates to it, really. It opens the gates to all feeling. And that's great. That's healthy and sane, and that's it then for the rest of our lives. But yeah, so I'm sorry, my lovely. It's not a different setup. It's the same thing. It doesn't really matter what is causing the fear and resistance. It really doesn't matter. Because ultimately the only thing we're going to do is to have the feelings. That's the only sane way through this. That's the only space of healing. Yeah, that's it, darling. And through this, bit by bit, step by step, everything just starts to come into reality more and more. These appointments that create such unease, and that enormous imagination, the creativity of the mind that gets engaged in this, it just, the foundation of that goes. It just, each step, a real peak experience at each time means that just becomes less and less believable. Yeah, so thanks, darling. Lots of love. Bye.